The last time we saw a new monster tamer, it blew up to unprecedented numbers. Can the new kid on the block, Yaoling Mythical Journey, expect the same kind of results? Well, I've been playing this game for the last week or so, and I've progressed a great deal. This video will be a full review for its early access state. Hopefully it can give you a good idea if the game is worth your time and money. Let's get into it. Yaoling Mythical Journey is not as formulaic as you might assume. No, it tries to bring some different gameplay mechanics into the picture. Some that I haven't personally seen in other games in this genre. We can start with the combat system. You set everything in motion and watch as it plays out, kind of like an idle game. You place your Yaolings on the board in any position that you'd like, then you let them rip as they tear down the enemy forces. You can assist with seals. These are items that could either help your team, hinder the opponent, or if it's a wild encounter, you can use them to capture Yaolings. But mostly it's the monsters in charge. You take the spectator role during engagements. You start the ride with a party of 7 Yaoling to fight for you in battles, but as you level, you gain more soldiers on the field. The party limit is my first grievance with the game. You earn all these spots to fill with your monsters, but some fights only let you use a certain amount. I would prefer if the enemy difficulty scaled with the size of your team and you weren't limited in some fights. Hopefully those limitations change as you move along in the game, but I'm about 4 or 5 hours in and I'm still not sure if that's going to happen. Luckily your entire team shares XP even when they don't fight in a battle. If that wasn't the case, I would really hate this system. Hate's kind of a strong word there, but I would seriously dislike it if they didn't all level up at the same time. So, on top of that, if your Yaoling die in a fight, they will still receive experience and will be fully healthy once the match is over. Instead of using things like potions and revives after fights, you have a meter that drains from wild encounters, but not keeper battles, which tend to make the game feel a little bit more fast-paced. The game in general really puts an emphasis on fast-paced gameplay, which is nice because my ADHD brain works like this, like a mile a minute, and there's no time to lollygag, not never. Why the hell did I say that never like that? I'm not redoing it. We keep going. There are different Yaolings depending on what biome you're in, but it doesn't seem like energy typing makes a huge difference in a battle. Instead, traits will be the big difference maker. Outside of the levels, of course. Your Yaoling can roll with up to 4 traits, all of which come in different rarities, like gray traits are going to be mostly negative, but yellow traits will be legendary, powerful game changers. There's also seeds in the game that allow you to change what their traits are, but I haven't really messed with those too much, so I can't speak on that yet. You can also find big versions of every monster, always a higher level and stronger than their little buddies. Apparently there's shiny versions as well, but my dog shit luck has limited me to the standard color schemes. The game takes inspiration from creative and cozy games with base building in the village and mini-games throughout like fishing. You'll acquire new villagers as you move along the map, each of them offering something new to the village. A lot of them just help you to produce materials by using leftover Yaoling in your base while you're out on adventures. Throughout the game you'll be given quests, a lot of which will ask you to travel across the map and face a different challenge, like defeating a school or defeating a demon. There's demons in this game, by the way. The demons come from demonic evolutions, which are pretty dope. The quests are all pretty standard boilerplate, what you'd expect from a game like this. However, I thought the schools were going to be the main questing system, but there are demon bosses that you have to defeat, and it took me like 3 hours to find even one of those, so that's probably going to be where the length of the game comes into play. And those demon bosses offer a much harder challenge. I thought they were much more difficult than the schools were, until I got to the ice school and got my shit kicked in. Which is good, because I thought the game was a smidge too easy up until I got my shit rocked by the first demon boss. I don't know, I keep talking shit on the boar guy, but look at him go. He's like really strong. It's like one of those cases where the meta is not cool. It's not like your type of... what? Diasdo has 0%. Lots of stuff's happening to my shit these days. The difficulty stays easy for the first couple of hours, but it does ramp up eventually, and you'll soon find yourself getting ragdolled, don't worry. Speaking of ragdolls, meet Roselet. I find Roselet to be an ugly Yaoling, a nasty beast that will never be allowed on my team, but then I met Daddy. Daddy is the demonic evolution of Roselet, and he looks fucking sick. The game boasts having over 300 Yaoling, but I'm not sure if that counts evolutions and demonic evolutions, but hey, even 100 in the first entry is pretty good, so I'll take it. The 2D style of the game actually helps with the designs of these monsters, and I find them all to be pretty unique and original. I think what helps is a lot of them wield a weapon instead of using magic or spells. Well, they all still use magic and spells, but still, this rabbit has a fucking katana, dude. That's not to say I like every design. Obviously, Roselit already got the heat from me. I have a golden rule with monster taming games. You gotta be cool or cute, but also powerful, or you don't make the roster, bub. This need for the perfect team has made me enjoy the collectathon side of the game. And for you sick, nasty fucking freaks out there, they got you covered too. Bruh. This is... I mean, it's a little sussy. This is a little, I mean, like, I ain't gotta say it, but, you know who this one was made for. The crowd they were looking for this one. It feels like Reika tried to give the Yaoling more personality than other monster taming games. For one, you have to ask them their gender. No, really, there's no indication of gender anywhere. For two, each of them have their own unique name, which is confusing at first, but eventually you'll start to remember the names of the races, or you won't. Who cares? Maybe the most personable thing about the Yaoling is that some of them can talk. In fact, a lot of them talk during quest dialogues. If you cannot read, do not play. It's an RPG, so everyone is trying to yap your ear off. The writing is, so-so to be honest. But I think a lot of that comes down to the devs being Chinese and the localization needing a lot of work. I mean, the Steam achievements aren't even in English. Even outside of the repeating messages, spelling, and grammar issues, I still don't care too much for the story. I just want to watch monsters rip each other apart. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Besides, most games in this genre feature cheesy writing. It's almost a requirement. The map is decently large, although it doesn't feature too much open space, mostly straight pathways leading from an area to the next. That's not always the case, but it most certainly is early on. I kind of wish areas were a tad bit bigger to make searching for a new monster feel a little more exciting. The audio is fine, none of the songs really blow me away or anything though. The options are pretty basic, but the game is relatively simple at its core, so there isn't much a need for a hefty list of options anyways. The UI has some issues, like how clicking on bag also pulls open the area to manage your Yaoling team, or how sometimes the map just doesn't want to work and I can't click and drag. I'm not sure if it's a bug or not, but during my first 2 days of the game, it only let me zoom in and out of the map. Sometimes during battles you can struggle to catch Yaolings if they're too close to others or near the top of the screen. That can be frustrating and potentially devastating. We're in early access here, folks. I expect bugs and quality of life issues. They haven't made me mauled yet. I've been bringing up bugs as we've gone along. None of them are really game-breaking, usually just silly and easily fixed. That's not to say there aren't any head-scratchers here, though. The storage area in the village straight up doesn't do anything. The inn is definitely bugged and doesn't work at all. The game is loaded with placeholder text on nearly every screen. Don't get worked up though, it's early access and I'm not even playing a public build. Hopefully Reika can move swiftly to get everything fixed in a timely manner. Also, how the fuck do I change clothes? I bought a chicken mask and I can't find anywhere in the game to change it. It's not in my bag. I go to the village, I can't find anywhere to do it there. I just want to put on the damn chicken mask, alright? I paid gold for that, solid gold. The handful of hours I've spent in the world of Yaoling have been mostly enjoyable. A lot of my complaints are nitpicks, and I can't wait to play the game again. You can actually watch my entire playthrough over on the second channel right now, but probably wait till the end of this video because that'd be really weird for you to just leave like that. Just wait. But it's time to give this game a rating. I promise not to be too harsh. I think I'll give it, I'll say an... Yep. I bleeped it once again. I just don't feel right rating an early access game. I do feel right telling you that it is worth the $20 price tag if you're a fan of monster taming games or even just cozy games. I give it my official Dottie stamp of approval, and I'm excited to see what content they have planned for its future. Futures. Not only an amazing album from Jimmy Eat World, but also the subject of this video. What is the future for Yaoling Mythical Journey? Could it be the next big game in the monster taming world? I mean, shit, nobody saw Palworld's success coming, and Yaoling is a lot closer to traditional Pokemon gameplay anyways. However, we saw the sharp decline of Temtem's popularity, but the story of that game is straight up weird and confusing. Watch this video if you dare learn how messy that game's life cycle has been. If I were to predict the level of success of Yaoling Mythical Journey, I would guess it will have a comfy little community of keepers, which feels like the target audience. They weren't aiming for a world-beating title here. They just wanted to make something small and cute, and if it does happen to reach unprecedented levels of success, that's great. But I would guess they'd be happy with a loyal community supporting them, and I too think that would be perfect. I do think it would benefit greatly from a Switch release though. It would be perfect for the platform, just saying. Pokemon has been consistently making mistakes for years, and every new release is covered in controversy. Of course, we all want the next game to be the best game, but Nintendo and Game Freak have proven to not be as reliable anymore. Palworld had a booming explosion of popularity overnight, and it's kind of dwindled out as time has gone on. At least we know the next game from Pocket Pair, still can't believe that's the name of the studio, is going to be packed with some heat, and the expectations are sky high. So we definitely need competition in the monster taming genre. Yaoling Mythical Journey is a welcome addition to the world of gaming, and I hope you like it as much as I do. Oh, and Temtem exists too. Bye! We almost forgot the most important part. Who will be the mascot monster for Yaoling Mythical Journey, and why is it Bungo? It's a freaking rabbit with a katana. You don't beat that. No one beats that.
Yeah.